Hi everybody, I'm Becky Naderman, author and conversation facilitator. And today I'm facilitating a conversation about something that I believe fundamentally. And that is, I believe building community creates trust. Building community creates trust. Recently in the news, we have seen an increase in stories about white supremacy groups and actions that they're taking in our country. And I have to admit, it can be very alarming because these groups have been building and growing and we didn't even know it. So today I have some information to share with you about what kind of growth has been going on and where these groups are at and what some of their motives are. But I also want to talk to you about what you and I can do, because you know what? There are things that each of us can begin doing right today that can make a difference. First, let's talk about community. Community can be defined as a fellowship with other people. It's a result of us sharing our stories, listening to others. It's a group of people that share attitudes and interests. The opposite of community could be defined as tribalism. Now you might often think, well, tribalism, doesn't that mean a group of people too? Yes, but this is a group that is formed with attitudes and behaviors that stem from strong loyalties to one's own group, whereas a community is inclusive. We need to communicate, of course, in order to have community. So when I look at the increased rise in white supremacy groups, I can't help but thinking that one of the things that has led to this is people feeling like they don't belong to a community, feeling like they are not heard or understood. Here's some statistics for you. These come from the Southern Poverty Law, which is a civil rights watch group. Since 2017, there has been a 55% increase in white supremacy groups. The FBI in 2019 found there to be 940 hate groups that were active here in the United States. I'm going to share a link with you in the comments below. And what you'll find in this link is that as you look at the map of the United States, there are hate groups in nearly every state. Now, one might suspect that there would be a lot of hate groups in the South, right? Because we know the Klan started in that part of our country. We might believe that that would be a major location. But one of the things that surprised me about the map is that there are a lot of hate groups that are populating our East Coast, especially near our capital. And this is the reason why. Because hate groups, of course, have this desire to be dominating, to be the top culture, to be supreme, right? White supremacy. And so there are different ways that they make that happen. One of those ways is they have two different groups of people within the white supremacy group, or two different roles. One are mainstreamers. Mainstreamers are found to be people who are looking to change policy and politics. So they're actually recruiting people who are educated people to fill roles in government in order for policy changes to happen. That's scary. The other group is accelerators. And they're scary too, because they're a group of people who are looking to increase violence and have action happening. They want to start a race war. So I know these topics can be really heavy, and like me, you're probably seeing them in the news and thinking, where do these groups come from? A lot of these groups are forming online, and they're gaining a lot of traction there. Certainly our distance from each other. Even before the pandemic, we have become a society that is less attached, less in community with each other than we have been in generations. And so as a result, we see people are feeling alone. People are feeling like they're not heard, they're not belonging. So you can see where someone would feel a sense of belonging within one of these groups. And these groups are good at networking. So now you might be sitting there and thinking, well, what can I do about it, one person? As you know, I would always say the first thing for us to do is to be educated, to read up. I'm going to attach the link for you below, Southern Poverty Law Office is a great resource on this issue. They have been doing this work since 1971, and they will provide you good, accurate information. But something that you and I can do today, even before we have a chance to do more research, is we can start to build community right where we are. And we build community by initiating conversations. But maybe even more importantly, we build community by listening and hearing someone else's story and really seeing someone else, seeing them in their struggle, putting ourselves in their shoes, and learning about how they experience the world. Because no matter how different we are, we all have things in common. And no matter how different we are, when we find those things we have in common, it builds a bridge for us. It builds a bridge for us to be able to go another step with that relationship, to understand someone else's perspective, to see things in a different way. And that's exactly what we need right now. We need more understanding. We need more kindness. We need more people just like you. So thank you for the good work that you're doing. Be encouraged that you are not alone, that there are more people fighting this fight to have more community, because building community creates trust. And trust is going to move us to a place of feeling accepted. It's a place where we can grow together. Thank you.